Leave it to Joe Ceci and the NDP to take all of the credit for increases in full-time jobs in Alberta. The NDP and their friends are pumping themselves up, and it looks like everyone that once blamed oil prices on job losses are now applauding the NDP for creating jobs instead of attributing the rise to stable oil prices and coming out of a recession. Funny how that works, isn't it? According to StatsCan, full-time jobs are up by 40,000 since July of 2016, with 20,000 of those being created in March of this year, which is excellent news. The finance minister says it's becoming clear that the NDP's plan for job creation is working. It's unclear what that plan is unless it involves making everything more expensive and less competitive with a carbon tax or government boondoggles like investing in petrochemical diversification. They did decrease the small business tax by 33%, so I'll give them credit for that, but they're doing absolutely no favors for major companies. Of course, oil and gas accounts for a major slice of Alberta's GDP, or should I say that it did before the NDP took over during a recession. Just recently, ConocoPhillips unloaded their oil sands stakes on Cenovus for $13 billion, which makes them among the many major companies dropping their assets in Alberta. It's just not good news. ConocoPhillips stock increased 6%, while Cenovus's dropped by 8% in that deal, showing the reality that investor confidence just isn't there. And when the majority of Canadian production increases are expected to come from the oil sands in the future, it's just a bad sign when all of these companies are trying to get rid of their stakes. The reality is that times are still bad in Alberta. Office space vacancies are expected to rise to 26.6% this summer, with majors like Repsol, Husky, Shell, CNRL, and Cenovus subletting those spaces. One small town food bank says that the demand is still there, which they attribute to lack of jobs and unemployment insurance benefits coming to an end for people. That food bank says that in March they helped 135 families, while before the recession hit, they would help between 40 and 60 families. Insolvencies are also up, with over 13,000 in Alberta just on the personal side, and $3.91 billion in personal liabilities and $1.35 billion in business liabilities. Canada-wide, there were 72 mining and oil and gas insolvencies, accounting for $12.4 billion in liabilities. The bottom line is that governments don't create jobs unless it's for their friends. We've seen public sector jobs skyrocket under the NDP. We've seen them hand out money to companies like EcoFit, based out of Ontario, to install light bulbs for Albertans. We've seen them give jobs to green energy companies under the premise of diversifying the economy, when Alberta really doesn't have a diversification problem at all. And we've seen them invest in petrochemicals, like I said. When the government has to throw money at something, it's a red flag. It means that something won't work without the help of the government or your taxpayer money. Good government policies that are favorable for businesses create jobs. Economies stabilizing outside of the power and control of government create jobs. So the NDP can claim that they're creating jobs all they want, but the state of Alberta, empty food bank shelves, increasing insolvencies, major oil and gas companies packing up, and the office space vacancies that they seem to be completely ignoring tell me otherwise. For the Rebel.media, I'm Holly Nicholas. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to sign up for our new Rebel Canada YouTube channel if you liked that video. That way you won't miss all of the latest Canadian news that you just won't find anywhere else.